Hey everyone, and welcome. So, have you ever wondered how companies like Netflix or GitHub can build and ship software so incredibly fast? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on cloud computing and its absolutely vital role in modern DevOps. Let's jump right in. To really get why the cloud is such a game changer, you just have to look at this comparison. On the left, that's the old world. Slow, expensive, and just rigid. You needed a new server? Okay, fill out a form, wait 6 weeks, and hope for the best. But on the right, that's the world we live in now. On demand, pay-as-you-go, and totally scalable. It's really the difference between building a house from scratch versus just getting the keys to a finished apartment. That shift changed absolutely everything.
So to really appreciate just how big a deal this solution is, we've got to understand the problem it solved. Let's take a quick trip back in time and look at why the old way of doing things just couldn't hang with the speed of modern software.
This really captures the pain, doesn't it? Imagine you're a developer with an amazing idea. First, you'd have to go out and get actual physical servers. We're talking big, expensive boxes of metal. That meant super long wait times, sometimes weeks or even months, and you had to pay these massive costs up front. And scalability? If your app suddenly took off, you couldn't just add more horsepower. Nope. You had to start that whole slow, expensive process all over again. Innovation was just constantly running into a brick wall.
And then, the solution showed up. This brings us right to the heart of our explainer today. What in the world is the cloud, really? And how did it completely smash through all those old barriers?
Okay, so here's the textbook definition for you. Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT services over the internet. So what are these services? Well, it's basically everything you'd find in a traditional data center. Compute power, storage for your files, networking, databases, but you get it all through a web browser or an API, and you never have to actually touch a physical server yourself.
But let's just boil that down to its essence. At its core, the cloud is all about a huge shift in economics. You stop buying and owning all your infrastructure, and instead you just rent it. You rent it from a massive provider like Amazon, Microsoft, or Google. And this simple idea, this change from buying to renting, is what unlocks almost all of the cloud's incredible power.
So what really makes something cloud? It's not just about using someone else's computer. It's a very specific model that's defined by these 5 core traits. First, on-demand self-service. You can get resources yourself right now without talking to anyone. Second, broad network access, so you can reach your stuff from anywhere. The provider uses resource pooling, which means they serve tons of customers from the same shared hardware. You also get rapid scalability, so you can grow or shrink in minutes. And finally, and this is huge, it's a measured service. You only pay for what you actually use, kind of like your electricity bill. These 5 traits right here are the DNA of the cloud. They're the fuel for DevOps.
Okay, so we know what the cloud is. Now let's peel back another layer and look at how it actually works. We're going to break down the different service models and check out the major players in this space.
This is probably the best way to understand the different flavors of cloud. Just think about it like you're building a house. Infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, is like leasing the land and the foundation. The provider gives you the raw materials, compute, storage, networking, but you're in charge of the operating system and everything on top. Then you have platform as a service, or PaaS. This is like getting a prefab home kit. The provider handles the servers and the runtime, so you can just focus on your application code. And finally, software as a service, or SaaS. That's like moving into a fully furnished apartment. You just use the app, like Gmail or GitHub, and you don't have to worry about a single thing underneath.
So how are companies actually using this stuff in the real world? Well, it's almost never an all-or-nothing kind of deal. You can see here that hybrid and multi-cloud strategies are actually the most popular. Hybrid just means you're mixing your own private data center with a public cloud. And multi-cloud means you're using services from more than one public cloud provider, like maybe a little AWS and a little Azure. This gives companies a ton of flexibility and helps them avoid getting locked into just one vendor.
And when we talk about the public cloud, there are really 3 names you're going to hear over and over again. First up is Amazon Web Services, or AWS. They've been the market leader for a long time and have the biggest set of services. Then you've got Microsoft Azure, a really strong number 2, especially popular with big companies that already use a lot of Microsoft stuff. And finally, there's Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, a super powerful challenger that's really known for its strengths in data, analytics, and Kubernetes.
Okay, now we get to the real heart of it. We've defined the cloud, we know the models, we know the players, so what's the big takeaway? Why is the cloud the absolute engine for modern software development, and especially for DevOps?
You know, this quote from our source material just says it all. DevOps without cloud is slow and limited. It's really that simple. You can try to do automation and iterate on physical hardware, but you're always going to be fighting against friction. The cloud's entire purpose is to remove that friction. The cloud creates this incredibly powerful cycle, what we call the DevOps flywheel. Because your infrastructure is just code now, you can spin up elastic environments for testing in minutes, not weeks. This lets you fully automate your build and deployment pipelines using CI/CD. That's continuous integration and continuous deployment. And that incredible speed lets you experiment super rapidly, trying new ideas with almost no risk. And hey, when an idea works, you can scale it up for millions of users on demand. This whole cycle just isn't possible without the cloud.
Now, how do companies actually get onto the cloud? Well, there are two main paths. The first is lift and shift, where you just take an existing app and move it as is from your data center into the cloud. It's a start, for sure, but you don't really get all the benefits. The true DevOps approach is cloud native. That's where you design and build your applications from day one to take full advantage of everything the cloud offers, especially its scalability and resilience. All right, let's wrap things up with the absolute must-know essentials. If you're going to work in technology today, these are the key ideas that you really need to have locked down. First up, the money. The pay-as-you-go model is a complete game changer. It shifts your spending from these huge upfront capital expenses to much more manageable operational ones. But, and this is a big but, it's a double-edged sword. If you don't have good controls in place, it is shockingly easy for costs to spiral out of control. That's why cost optimization has become such a critical skill in the DevOps world.
Okay, this next concept is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to understand the shared responsibility model for security. Here's how it works. The cloud provider, like Amazon or Google, is responsible for the security of the cloud. That means the physical data centers, the hardware, all that core stuff. But you, the customer, are always responsible for security in the cloud. That means your apps, your data, and who gets access to it. Remember, security is shared. It is never, ever outsourced.
And that leads us right into some of the classic mistakes you want to avoid. Don't treat the cloud like it's just another data center. Don't ignore your costs. Don't over-provision resources. Scale what you need when you need it. And definitely don't neglect your side of the security model. And please, for the love of all that is good, automate everything. Doing things manually just defeats the whole purpose of having the cloud's agility in the first place.
So what's your final takeaway checklist from all this? First, understand the service models, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, so you can pick the right tool for the job. Know the major providers and what they're good at. Get a handle on the core services like compute and storage, and finally, always embrace that shared responsibility model. If you can get these right, you are well on your way.
And at the end of the day, that's really the bottom line. From streaming movies on demand to global collaboration tools, the cloud is what made our modern digital world possible. The barriers to entry for building something truly amazing have never, ever been lower. So the only question that's left is, what are you going to build with it?